Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lisa Abe and I am a final year medical student. So in today's video, I'll be giving you tips and tricks on how to study for your medical school exam in less than 24 hours. Yes, I'm that good. I am a pro at this shit, so that's why you have to come to me. So if that's what you're interested in seeing, definitely keep on watching. Now, step one, it is impossible to read for exams in 24 hours, even if you are Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you are Angel Gabriel, Angel Michael. Please don't tell me that you click on this video 24 hours to exam and you believe that something can happen. It will not work. The first step to reading for exam is to start early. Sorry, this is my book. Start early. When you start your lecture, they give you guys a timetable, your topics you're going to do. Make out like a proper timetable. Start early from day one, at least like 30 minutes to 1 hour every day. Open your book and read. You might not understand, but there's this thing about reading that once you see the knowledge the first time, it's not brand new like the next time you open. So if that 30 minutes for today you opened your book, your brain is going to register that information. At least you might not know everything about that topic, but there's just something there. Your memory, your amygdala never forgets. Is going to have that knowledge there in your brain. So just open your book and read. Now the next one I'll tell you is to listen in class. Maybe you are not a class person. I don't believe anybody is not a class person, because like I said again, your brain will just have that knowledge for the first time, so it's not going to be new. So if you say you're not, like, you don't understand in class, maybe it's a lecturer, but you cannot tell me that you don't understand in class as a people are different, but I feel like if you go to class, you listen to what they are saying in class, it will just register. You might not know everything is about dermatology, but at least you know they said psoriasis, they said something, like just something was said, you have an idea of the topic. Then when you open it that 30 minutes for today, you have another idea of talking. So imagine when you're now doing your actual reading, that's like the third time, and obviously something will be there. You will not be clueless in what you're reading. Another thing, go for your word rounds, please. If you're in like your clinical years, please go for word rounds. Like, actually go for your word rounds. Those things they say in the word rounds, they would also register in your brain. My next tip is for you to have a study group. Now, I know that study group doesn't work for every single person out here on this earth. It's not for everybody. But I also think it's what your study group is about. That's what makes it work for you or not. So I'll give an example. So my study group, when we started, were only two, me and my friend, and then her roommate, which is also her friend, joined, which now became my friend at the end of the day. And then it became three. I think anything that is more than three, it's not a study group. It's giving gathering of women and men affair, and nothing really productive comes out of that. I mean, unless people are very, very determined, because if we're more than three in my own space, we'll be unserious, because I can already see our unseriousness right now. But what I'm trying to say, study group will like put you in check. Be in the same study group with people that don't make you feel less of yourself, people that you can vomit your rubbish in front of. If I tell you the amount of nonsense we've all said there, but I mean, nobody looks at you like you're stupid or you're dumb or you don't really have sense. Nobody takes your rubbish to heart and be like, oh, she said, how will I even call it safe? Like, how do I even, what's a bizarre thing will I say? Oh, first of all, my better asphyxia is to do chest compressions, and everybody, that's when the first step is to suction the airway. So tomorrow, nobody in my study group is going to carry that thing that you said about first step is do chest compression in better asphyxia, because really though, we don't deep it down. Like, everybody makes that mistake. So number one tips on finding your study group, I just want to give that. Be people that you're very comfortable with. Let's not pass three. Genuinely, for me, three, don't come to study groups to come and be teaching people. I mean, at least for our own, it doesn't work for us. Everybody has to read it, and then it's an interactive session rather than a kidney. Most times the things that I discussed with people, even my friend Riro, I think I used what she taught me in nephrotic syndrome to write it in my test. Like, that interaction with people where you tell me how you see that particular topic and I tell you my own, it sticks better. So try not to read alone, especially towards the exam period. And it's much easier, like when you have so much things, like exam is right at the corner, you realize that most of the things that you're saying are like things that you heard in your study group, somebody else told you somewhere, you could discuss. It stays better. So have a study group. It's going to help you ace your exams. Another thing again, which I already said earlier, is like you should read early to avoid being overwhelmed. My friend always says that if you read early, you will not struggle at the end. Like, your exam is not going to be hard. So obviously some exams are already hard, but like you're not going to struggle with everybody's struggling, cracking your brain and everything because you've been reading. So your brain already has a bit of that knowledge somewhere there. So there's not going to be that much struggle. I will not suffer. Like read early to avoid problem. Early to bed, early to rise. Simple as open one slide every day. Just open it. Open it and glance. Like glance. Me, I'm not an advocate for reading before reading a topic before the class because I've never done it before. I've not even finished reading the ones that they thought for me to read in the future ones. If the side is 70 something, you can split it. You do half in the morning, half in the night, at least one. If it's an 80 pages slide before you go to bed, that time that you're using to scroll on your TikTok, I'm talking to myself too. After you're using to scroll on your TikTok and watching one thing on YouTube, just open that slide, glance through it, and it's just register somewhere in your brain. Whenever you're reading, add sources. If you open a slide, like neonatal resuscitation, I would like to use that part. I'm referring to pediatrics because that's what I just wrote. That's the exam I just wrote, so it's still in my head fresh. So when I was reading neonatal resuscitation, if you open Nkangin textbook, it's a lot of pages. Let's not go into that. That textbook is too big, so it has many pages for neonatal resuscitation. And you can get confused. My lecturer, even when he taught the topic, was 100 and something pages. I was also confused as well. But when I went to YouTube and I typed neonatal resuscitation, there's an Indian guy that gave a 9-minute video, and I promise you anything I know about neonatal resuscitation is from that very video that I know. So by the time I watched that video, I made my point. When I went to Nkangin, I was only adjusting things. I'm just basically tweaking some of the times, the volume of epinephrine, something that you said he's going to use. So by the time I'm going to my slide now, back to my lecturer slide, everything was just moving seamless because I've used a YouTube video, my textbook, and the slide. I married it together. And my notes, which, God, that's a whole different video. I don't subscribe to notes taking. So my entire research page in my book is filled with 4 information sources. My slide, YouTube, textbook, and what I understood from Medscape as well. So add sources together. I know that it can be hard. Imagine if you have 50 topics to read in 1 month. You probably learn 3 topics a day. It's hard to do this step by step I did. But if you are constantly reading, it's easy for you to find all these sources that are very, very fast. You know the channels that will give you really, really fast YouTube videos to explain the content I'm saying. But the topic that you know is very, very important, but they must bring it out in your exam, and you don't understand it, please go to YouTube. There will always be an Indian author. There will always be an Indian YouTuber, doctor that knows that content and can teach you very, very well. Ensure that this is my own study method, but ensure that you can explain whatever content that you've read to somebody else. The only way that I know that I understand the topic is if I'm sitting here with my friend and I can explain the topic in such a way that she doesn't need to go and read that topic again. She can write the exam with just my explanation, then I know what I'm reading. So when I cannot explain something to you, I don't know the course. So, and the only reason why that will occur is because you do something called active recall or spaced repetition. Those are, don't worry, I'll do a separate video on study method, good study method. But it's a thing where you read, I understand the knowledge, I jot down only the important things that are important to me. I'm able to retain that knowledge and pass across to somebody else. Such a thing, if you are able to get a hang of this thing I explained right now, it will be so easy in your exam because however they tweak a question, however the MCQ come, you can always answer it because you understand it from, like Dr. Kari said, from first principle. You understand it as basic as this thing. You can explain the hardest topic to anybody and they would understand it way, 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 way better. So yes, those are my study methods, study tips that I have used not from year 1, but I have used most of them. I have carried them from year 1. Some of them along the way I have been tweaking it. If you still don't know what works for you, I think it's perfectly okay to not know. I don't think it's okay at final year not to know what works for you. But I mean, if that's you, cannot change you. But I think find what works for you. You can watch my video, you can watch other people's video, and you find bits and pieces that you take. You don't need to take everything I said here, but at least try them. I believe in trying. It's not for your own thing. You try it away. That's it. And yeah, always have a snack. Have something to chew and drink while reading. Yeah, I believe that your mouth should be moving when you are reading. Or drink water. Let's just something. Let your system be. Let something moving in your system as you're reading. But yeah, these are my tips and tricks that I have used so far, and I believe that they've led me to this point that I can now share them to you. So if you have any study tips that you've used to ace your exam in 24 hours, please comment it down below for everybody. And also for me, I might also learn something, 1 or 2 things from you guys. If there are things that I said that you don't agree with as well, I mean, it's an open space. You can air out your kidney, but in a very respectful manner. Don't be rude. Yes, a very respectful manner. Yes, and I think that is it. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please do make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yeah, people don't know what subscribe is. That red thing you've seen, like when they read, is English. Subscribe, like, is red down there close to my name. Just when you click it, you now see the bell part. Now click the bell and put all notifications. So that when I upload, they'll just come up on your screen. Like, you don't need to come and be typing my channel name every time. Yes, and if you're interested in content like this, you know, medical school, blah 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 blah, please subscribe. I post every Saturday by 3 p.m. Nigerian time, West African time. I don't think these tips apply to only medical students. Any other person can benefit from these tips and tricks. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in next week. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Welcome to this YouTube channel. So we have a
Bro, you are glowing. I'm not even joking. Give me sit up, oh, sit up.
How to start for
No say make you chest out.
Yeah, no.
My physiology MB, I did it in 24 hours.
Maybe everybody.
What person where they go class?
And don't bend it so it doesn't look like it's up to down. It should be equal
Who
level.
bent it? Now you they bend
No,
down.
I didn't bend it.
As a ring like they give headache.
6 minutes has gone. Shay, you know, you don't have shade.
I don't have space. I don't have space.
Oh, you don't know when you were doing all the technical difficulties.